Good morning, friends. It's me, Christiana Gaudet. I am live on my Facebook business page as I am every Monday, 9:30 a.m. It's the one live that I do schedule in advance. We do it at 9:30 every Monday. And it is the three-card weekly reading. We will get to that in just a moment. If you are watching an archive, thank you so much for being here. We will do the three cards for the collective, and then I will do some individual cards for the people who are here with me live as time allows. As you're listening, whether in archive or live, if you hear something that makes sense in your life, take it as a reading for you. And I've always wondered, these sort of readings for the collective, I avoided it for a long time because, tarot can be so specific. I had a hard time seeing how doing a reading for the collective was at all a helpful practice. But it turns out that it really is. It really is. It really does seem to offer some insight to all of us. So, where are we at here? We are coming to the end of February. Mercury is direct. Hallelujah. And let's see what three cards we have for the week. And then I will do individual cards for as many people as time allows. We have started this new tradition of doing our Monday readings with Mystic Mondays Tarot, and I'm still loving that. Are you bored with that yet? With a lot of the lives, I like to switch up the decks, but I do love this deck so much, and because it's called Mystic Mondays, it just seems like so much fun to use it on Monday. So let me know if you're getting bored with it. I'll start switching it up again, but I'm still really liking it. Okay, so Cassia, yes, it is warm in South Florida today. It's going to be in the 80s, and that's why I live in Florida. Yeah. And, sending lots of love to the people in Texas and many places in the country who are still struggling with extreme cold and weather conditions. So do not take my love of Florida as any kind of gloating. I know how lucky I am, and I am sending a lot of prayers and love to the people who are struggling with weather right now. Okay, and I'll remind people, this is the three-card weekly reading. That means I do three cards for the collective for the week. And I will do single cards for the week ahead for as many individuals as I can get to. And I thank you all so much for being here. So, what are the three cards for the week? Nice, nice, nice. We start with the Ace of Cups. This week, for all of us, the message is open your heart. Recognize that love is all around us. Heal the heart. Allow the heart to expand and figure out how we can love one another. Regardless of your religion, regardless of your culture, I think we could all agree that loving one another is the prime directive and sometimes the hardest thing to do. And yet, for this week, this is the directive. Okay, what comes next? The Princess of Wands reversed. So this is an interesting thing, like we could almost see this, like the question of how do we open our hearts to love one another? Well, we have to be willing. We have to be willing to communicate. We have to be willing to learn. To open our hearts, we must first open our minds, and we must not let our own passions get in the way of understanding that we're not all the same. What is the third card? The third card is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is such an interesting card because it's about contemplation. It's about goals. It's about manifesting what you want. Both the Princess of Wands, which would be the Page of Wands, and the Two of Wands, the Suit of Wands, is related to the element of fire, and it speaks to our passions. It speaks to our creativity. It speaks to the things that inspire us. Cups, of course, is water, and those are our emotions. And so, in a way, these cards go together, in such a beautiful way. And I feel like it's a message for more than just the week. It's really a message for life. It reminds us that we need to put our imaginations, our creativity, our passions, and our spirituality toward manifesting a world where we really do love one another. Judy asks, is it time to ignite our passion? Absolutely. And for the week, we can bring that down in sort of a mundane way, just as Judy did very wisely, and say, this week, do the things you love. This week, remember the things you're passionate about. This week, think about what you want to manifest in your life and recognize that with the heart and the passion, you can make it happen. All right, let's get to some individual readings. I will get to as many as I can in the time that I have, and I do appreciate your patience. All right. Let's see, Leisha. Good to see you. Leisha, the Magician reversed. If your job involves working with tools at all, this week be really, really careful that your tools are where they're supposed to be and that they are intact and that you do not need new tools. On a very, very mundane level, I would be careful with your tools. Now, if you don't work with actual tools, well, we all do. We all do work with tools in one way or another. So whatever the tools of your trade are, make sure this week that no one messes with them, make sure they are where they're supposed to be, and make sure they're in good working order. Okay, Teresa Iannuzzi, so nice to see you here. The King of Wands reversed. This week, Teresa, you may not be feeling your mojo as much as you need to. I feel like you need to take a deep breath and find your power and go take over the world this week, and you don't feel like it, but you can and you should. Claire Carter, nice to see you. Glad that you are here. What do we see for your week? The Hierophant reversed. Claire, man, there is so much that you are dealing with. And some of it is about fighting large power structures or people who think they're large power structures. And some of it is about finding your own way. Where is your power? Where is your strength? And finding that. This week, I think you're going to find some balance in all of that. These are big energies you've been dealing with, Claire. It's not easy, but it is taking you where you need to be. Maria Barisi, so nice to see you. The World reversed. So this week, you're going to feel like you don't have all the information or all the pieces to do what you need to do. Try to take things in bite-sized chunks, one step in front of the other, one piece at a time, and eventually it'll all come together. Fatima, Amy, so nice to see both of you. Kim Murphy Case, a request for a card. Here we go. The Knight of Swords reversed. So this week you may find things moving a little slowly, or you may be feeling a little sluggish. Do what you can to kind of find your strength and to find your clarity. This week, in a way, is going to be all about the search for clarity and what is true. Be very, very careful about communication and how you communicate. Even though Mercury has gone direct, we're still in that shadow time. And so communication kerfuffles could happen for you this week. Kim, Be careful about that. Carrie Dunnick. The Ten of Wands reversed. This week, I think you must remember that sometimes you don't have to do it all. Sometimes you can ask others to help. Sometimes you can delegate. Sometimes you just do too much and you don't need to. And so this week, learn to ask for what you need and learn to evaluate your priorities. Okay, Fatima, so nice to see you. Fatima, it is the Two of Wands reversed for you. And remember, this card came up for the collective as well in the upright position. And so you're still in this place of figuring out how to proceed. And you are allowed to take time to figure out how to proceed because the decisions you're making are going to affect the rest of your life in a really big way. And so you want to do it carefully. But on the other hand, do not give up your power. Recognize you have the power to create the life you want. And so often, for so long, people have told you that you do not have that power. And even though you know you do, you sometimes believe that. Stop that. Believe that you have the power, and the power you shall so have. Okay. Katie Carey, so nice to see you. Glad that you are here. Let us see a card for your week. You get the King of Swords. So for this week, I think you may be doing some writing, you may be doing some communicating, you may be doing some figuring out what is true, either in small or large ways. Recognize that you are a community leader and you need to move forward and communicate as a leader in the community. Okay, Cassia, nice to see you. Glad that you are here. A card for your week, Six of Swords reversed. You know, there may be ways this week that time just drags. I know you're at work right now, so this may be a reference to that. But that you are feeling like things are not in certain ways moving forward as quickly as you would like, even though there has been a lot of forward motion in your life recently. The important thing here is to be logical in your thinking. Do not let emotion overtake logic this week especially. Okay, Shauna Stack. Glad you are here. Okay, you get a reversed king. The King of Wands reversed for you, Shauna. This might be that you are able to take a little bit of a break this week for one reason or another. I know that we're in the season of your birthday. Maybe this is related to letting things slow down for your birthday. But this is also asking you to really think about where you want to go, what you want to do, what your passions are, what your skills are, where your creativity takes you, and to look at what you want to do with those things. You have had, excuse me, you have had in your life recently some transitions. And this does allow you a little bit of space to think about what comes next. And the questions are, what are your skills? What are your passions? Where is your creativity? And where do you want to put that? Okay, Melissa Burkhammer, nice to see you. You get the Fool reversed. This week, you want to be really careful. You want to be careful about what you say. You want to be careful about where you go. This is not a week to take risks. Normally, it is kind of good to be bold. This week, you want to be a little bit more, conservative. I don't mean that in a political way. I mean that with money, with time, with words, and with where you want to go, what you want to do. Just be a little careful this week. Oh, Barrett, it's all about the allergies. I live in the season of four. I live in the state of 4 seasons of allergies. That's like, we were talking earlier about the best parts of Florida, the weather. Worst parts? Allergies, man. 4 seasons of them. At least when I lived in Connecticut, in the winter, I got an allergy reprieve. Not so here. All right. Okay. Annette, nice to see you. So, are you summoning Haru, the Golden Dawn angel that presides over tarot? That is, man, I don't see a reference for that very often. What is that? What is HRU? The only reference to HRU I know is Haru, which is indeed the angel that presides over tarot. So, thank you for that invocation. Alexandria, may I have a card for the week, please? Yes, you may. Okay, you get the 4 of Wands. This week, really, focus on the things that feel stable in your life and that bring you joy. There is a real opportunity for you to be in that place of stability and joy this week. So go for it. Okay, Belinda Murphy. The 4 of Pentacles, Belinda. This week, you want to be very careful about your boundaries. You want to be very careful about self-care, and you want to be very careful about not spending time, money, or energy where you really shouldn't. So be careful about those things this week. Okay, Ajasta, nice to see you. 3 of Cups reversed. I feel like right now you might be missing some people that you care about. This week, try to reach out to friends, family, people that you haven't seen or spoken with in a while, and try to make that connection. I feel like you need that social connection right now. Kimberly Essex, so nice to see you. Kimberly Essex, you get death. So this week, be on the lookout for changes, maybe even unexpected changes. And if you're looking at creating change in your life, needed change in your life, go for it this week. This is a scary looking card, but it's really not, as you know, a scary thing. It presents an opportunity for change. Figure out where you want to put that and use it, and be prepared for the universe to throw you some changes you didn't expect, and just rock with it. Okay, Kavita, so we're doing a card for the week, and that's what I will give to you. We get the Lovers reversed. So it looks like you're really looking for what is going to be a good fit for you in your life. You may not find that this week, but the more that you can figure out what you want and what that right fit is, the more quickly you will find what you're looking for. Okay, Aisha, so nice to see you. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. This week, you may find that some things are not going the way you want them to, and I'm sorry for that. Work with it and know that as quickly as it came, whatever is causing you distress is just going to move away, and then things will start to flow again. Quickly. Things will quickly start to flow again. Hey, it took a little while for the trolls to appear, but here they are. So please excuse me, folks, and let me do that troll blocking that I love to do so well. Here we go. I got a new phone recently. I haven't had a new phone in a long time. Phones are like lasting longer than they used to. Have you noticed that? I have noticed that. But I did get an iPhone 12 recently, and I do like it. Okay, block, 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 block. Okay, back to business we are. Jean Mnuchin, nice to see you. Hey, you get the 9 of Wands. So for you, Jean, this week may not feel the easiest, but you are strong enough to tackle whatever you need to tackle. Some of the things you need to tackle are very internal. Some of them may involve, your plotting and planning in terms of creativity, in terms of what you're doing, in terms of everything that's going on. It may feel like a lot. Make sure you practice good self-care, but you got this. You are equal to the task in front of you. Amy Mauser, my friend, your week, justice reversed. So there may be some things going on or that have gone on that feel very unfair. That may be in your family, it may be in your community, it may be on a planetary scale. One way or the other, recognize the things you can do something about, the things you can't. Recognize what is really a problem and what you're just perceiving as a problem. Okay, Sugar Rivera, so nice to see you. 8 of Wands. This week is going to fly by. And this week, be willing to try some things new. Be willing to put some things in place even if you're not sure what the outcome is going to be. And be extra special careful about communication this week. Okay, Jan Brewington, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Jan, I'm so sorry to say this. 10 of Swords this week. Be very cautious about what you say. Be very cautious about the things you choose to do. This is not an easy week. There may be some things that you're dealing with internally. Loss, grief, upset. And some of that may really be coming up for you this week. Allow space for whatever you're dealing with. Don't live there, of course, but allow space for that. Practice really good self-care and do not be afraid to reach out to a friend or people who can help you if you are going through a tough time this week. Karen Bryan Parker, nice to see you. Hey, you get the Ace of Wands. So this week, there may be some new opportunities for fun, for creativity, and for inspiration. Look for inspiration around you and allow that to rejuvenate you, to give you great ideas, and to move you forward this week. Barrett Ermy, nice to see you. Barrett, this week you get the Knight of Swords. I think you'll be working with technology. That's a joke. He works with technology all the time. But the Knight of Swords is a really good card about that. It suggests that some projects may go very well and very quickly. Just be careful to make sure that what you think is true is actually true. Kathleen Patricia, so nice to see you. Kathleen, King of Pentacles reversed. You are still looking to find your footing and your stability. This week, you will be doing the same and working on that, and recognize that that will come as you go forward. Okay. Missy Lynn, how about your week? 5 of Cups. Some wins and some losses. There is a sense of some things that are giving you grief. Whatever that is, you got to hold space for what you're feeling. On the other hand, you're going to also have to put your focus on the things that are pleasing you as well, because both are here. Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Melissa, you also get the Ace of Wands. This is wonderful. This week, allow your creativity to be inspired and allow yourself to open up to new journeys. Good stuff. Donna Cedar, nice to see you. Donna, you get the Knight of Wands. This is really about figuring out how you're going to move yourself forward. It feels like you sometimes get stuck in a situation or in your thinking. Remember that you have passion, you have creativity, you have humor, you have lots of great things that can help move you forward. Don't be afraid to use them. Hey, Kimberly Sanchez, hope you're doing well. Kimberly, Eight of Swords, you may have some things going on this week that cause you some anxiety. Figure out what that is and figure out your way out of it. You have the power. Stephanie Ellison McLeod, nice to see you. Stephanie, you get the Nine of Swords reversed. It may be that you have been going through a difficult time, but I think you're going to find that this week there will be a little reprieve, that things will start to feel a little bit better. If you have been spending too much time overthinking things, I think you will have an opportunity to release some of that. Okay, Joe Bethune. You get the Seven of Wands reversed. Remember that you don't always have to go it alone. You have friends, you have family, and because of some of the things you've been through, it is typical for you to take a defensive stance in some ways, and in other ways to not defend yourself as much as you should. This week should not have to be about defense, it should be about support. Okay, and Judy Walters, thank you so much for being here. I think you found some wisdom here already, according to what you posted. I'm going to do a card of the week for you, and that will be the last reading I will have time for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Judy, for you this week, Four of Wands. You're not the first person to get this today. This week, find your stability, find your joy, find your creativity, and be comfortable in that space. All right, I want to thank all of you so much. Justine and Cynthia are sad. I'm going to be really, really quick. I will do I'll do the sad people because Justine has a birthday. We know that. So Justine, your card for the week, the Hanged Woman reversed. You're in control. You get to do what you want to do. Don't let other people be the boss of you. And Cynthia, Queen of Pentacles reversed. This week, pay attention to practical things. Money, health, self-care, doing the things that you need to do. Okay. Thank you all so very much. I appreciate y'all for being here. I want to remind you I am available for readings by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom. You can schedule directly on my website, tarotbychristiana.com. You can read my blog there. You can also sign up for my weekly newsletter. And I also want to remind you, coming up this Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, on my YouTube channel, Christiana Gaudet, I have a free class coming up. We're going to be working with tarot and pendulum. So much fun. So grab your tarot decks, grab your pendulum. If you don't have a pendulum, you can use a pendant, something like that. You can use a needle and thread if you like. And come join us for an hour for a free class. That's this Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Reach out for a reading. I do have time this week. I will look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you so much.